Hello, 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 trailblazers out there on today. This is your Stepping Up and Stepping Out Real Talk show hosted by none other than Dr. Valarie Harris. And guess what, guys? Tonight, our topic is from setback to comeback, a truth that can shift everything if you allow it to shift in your life. Did you know that setbacks are setups in disguise? Did you know that? The way you see them shapes how you survive them, and more importantly, how you succeed after them. We're not just talking about bouncing back. We're talking about bouncing forward with power, with purpose, and with a positive mindset that is rooted in faith and growth. So whether you're in a personal delay, a professional detour, or an emotional disappointment, I want you to lean in. Let's lean in because your comeback begins right now. So if you don't mind indulging me, type a one in the chat if you're ready to break free and have a breakthrough tonight. And if you are, let's get ready for what I'm about to share with you on this afternoon. The truth about setbacks, let me tell you something. I had to learn it the hard way. The presence of a setback does not mean the absence of your plans. Sometimes the detour in your plans is a divine direction that's been in place way before you were even thought of or existed. I remember a time in my own life when I was stuck in stagnation. I was stuck. I was stagnant. I wasn't moving. I was stuck in a rut and I didn't know how to move out. Things looked good on the outside, but on the inside, I knew I was not aligned. The doors that I wanted open were not open. I felt so confused. I just didn't know hardly what I needed to do. But it was that discomfort that pushed me into my destiny, which caused me to be able to launch my company that I have now called Stepping Out with Purpose. And stepping in, and then that way I was able to step into my calling God had placed in my heart, and it was years ago. So today, what I want to do is share 7 ways you can reframe any setback into a comeback. Are you ready to hear those 7 ways to be able to do that? Because I want you to think about this for just a few moments. What did it cost you emotionally in your setback? What did it cost you spiritually? What if it was never meant to break you, but to build you? So I want to leave you with these 7 ways to frame setbacks that helped me. And the first one is we must see the setback as a setup. What if this didn't happen to me, but for me? That's what you have to ask yourself. Sometimes the delay is God's protection. And what we have to do is trust that there's a greater view you just haven't seen yet, because his plans are better than our plans. His ways are better than our ways. The second one is we need to focus on the lesson, not the loss. So when you ask yourself, why me? You need to pause and shift to, what am I learning from this? Because every setback, every disappointment, every situation that we go through, it is something that we need to learn from that situation. Because every setback is a school of wisdom for us. So what feedback is failure trying to give us when these things happen in our lives? Those are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. And number 3, we need to own our emotions and don't let them own us. Our feelings are valid, but they are not your final destination. So what we have to do is acknowledge the emotion that we're having. We need to sit in it for a few minutes and then shift it intentionally. Don't let it stay there, because healing isn't about denial. It's about direction. So the fourth thing is we need to rewrite our self-talk, because we have to be very careful about the things that we're saying about ourselves. We have to check what we're saying to ourselves and replace them with positive things, because we might say, I can't believe I messed up again. Listen, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I might mess up. And listen, when I tried to do this video the first time, this live the first time, the internet shut me right on down, which means it's something that you need to hear off of this live tonight. So I'm coming back on here to do it again. So during this process, this part of this process, we have to know that you're learning, you're growing, and you're moving forward, because I did not let that setback, even tonight, stop me from coming back out here, getting this message across to you, because I feel like you need what I'm telling you about those setbacks can turn into comebacks. Okay? So words are not just words, they are seeds. Speak what you want to grow. Don't speak negative things, because those negative things can take root and start manifesting in your life. So that's why we need to be very careful about the things that we say out of our mouths. Number 5 is we need to zoom out to see the bigger picture, because your current position is not your destination. Because from God's view, your situation may be part of a greater story you can't even see yet. Okay? Let that marinate for a few minutes. From God's view, your situation may be part of a greater story that you or I cannot even see yet. So just remember, delay is not denial. It's often a divine alignment. Okay? So let me ask you this. Where do you need to zoom out in your life right now? Where do you need to zoom out in your life right now? What story could God be writing with this moment in your life? Think about that for a few minutes. Let that marinate with you for a few minutes. So here it brings us to number 6. We need to turn the test into a testimony, because there is a very powerful story that's there. Okay, somebody is waiting on you and willing to hear what happened to you to overcome your setback. They're waiting to hear it. Somebody needs to hear it, because it's going to help them. So your comeback is not just for you, it's a blueprint for someone else's breakthrough. You got to remember that what we go through sometimes might not just be for us, it's for somebody else to get delivered, somebody else to be set free, somebody else to break through some bad habits or being stagnant. So just remember that when you're going through, you'll be able to, when you come out of it, you're going to be able to help the next person. So ask yourself this: who can benefit from your bounce back? Because you're going to be able to tell them what happened when you bounce back. So that brings us to number 7. Take the next small step. And don't wait until everything is perfect. We are not perfect, okay? All right? We're not perfect. But what you can do is do what you're going to do, and do it in excellence. Because progress doesn't always look like a leap. Sometimes it's just the courage to keep going and not stopping. So ask yourself this: what's one thing you can do today to move forward, even if it's small? And type it in the chat if you don't mind. And let me share these slides with you just for a few moments. Because like I said, we're talking about tonight. Let me make the screen a little bit bigger. From setback to comeback, your path to resilience, because you have to keep going, pressing forward, and not letting anything stop you from doing what it is that you've been called to do for a time like this. So setbacks are not stopping signs or a sign to stop. They are stepping stones. So when you learn to reframe them, you unlock one of the greatest mindset shifts in your life. So you need to remember that. Okay. And then I want to use this reset framework to give you an example of this. What you need to do is recognize, see the lesson, not the loss. Embrace, feel emotions without dwelling on them and staying stuck on them. Shift by transforming your self-talk. And then envision, picture your comeback. See it in your mind. And then act with purpose in mind. Okay? And then recognize the lesson that you learned in all the whole process. What is this moment teaching me? Because every setback carries wisdom. Look deeper than the surface pain that you're suffering with. And then what can I learn about myself? Because we should always be learning things about ourselves through the different things that we go through in life. Because setbacks reveal your strength and growth areas. They are honest mirrors for us. Okay? So ask, what now instead of why me? Forward your focus questions and and they will be able to lead you to the solutions that you're looking for. They create momentum, guys, for us. And then embrace your emotions. We have to embrace our emotions by acknowledging our feelings. It's okay to feel disappointed. I felt disappointed many times. I felt angry. I felt hurt. But these moments are valid responses to the setback. And then what you have to do is create space and sit with those emotions and listen to what they are telling you about things that should matter to you the most. And then guess what, guys? We have to what? Move forward. Give ourselves permission to feel, then permission to heal. And don't unpack and live at that space where you got stuck in that setback. Because a lot of times that will happen. But we can't afford to do that because we'll be missing out on the things that we need to be doing. And then we have to, like I said, shift that self-talk. Replace limiting language. The words you speak over yourself matters. They shape your reality and recovery. Your brain believes what you tell it. So we have to choose words that heal and not hurt. Instead of saying, I failed, instead of saying, I can't do this, instead of saying, this always happens, we need to start saying, trying to say, I'm learning. I'm finding a new way. This is temporary. That's the thing. Those are the things that we need to be saying. And then envision that comeback. Like you need to create a space, a success of vision where you're able to picture your comeback story in details so that you can tell it to the next person to help them overcome what they're going through when they're in a setback situation in their life, and feel the future now by experiencing the emotions of overcoming and see greater purpose. Imagine this setback leading to something better and greater in your life. And then take purposeful action. Start small. Even tiny steps count towards your comeback. But guess what? You got to be consistent. Daily small actions create massive change. So you need to celebrate your progress. Acknowledge every win that you have, no matter how small. And then seek support by connecting with people who believe in you. But guess what? I believe in you. I believe you have what it takes to have from having a setback to a comeback. I believe you can get through it. I believe that. Your greatness awaits you. 100% success rate is on your life when you persist through your setback. You can't let the setback keep you stagnant because you have the potential, your capacity for growth and resilience. And guess what? It takes you to be able to start your comeback today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Start right now. You have greatness inside of you that trials cannot take away. Because that greatness inside of you is there. And those trials, those setbacks, those disappointments, those upsets, those hurts cannot take it away unless you allow it to. They only uncover it. You are not broken. You are becoming. Okay? So just remember that. And that you have greatness inside of you. I don't want you to forget that. Okay? And so guess what? These are some questions I want to leave you with to think about. Write them down in your notes or something, or put them in your journal, okay? And reflect on them later. What limiting beliefs did this setback trigger in your life? When you had that what did it trigger? What limiting beliefs? Because we can have some stinking thinking, y'all, that will cause us to stay stagnant. And another thing, what truth can I declare over that belief? So you need to decide that yourself. And then what would it look like to grow because of this, not just in spite of it? And this is an affirmation that I want to leave you with. I rise not because I never fall, okay? Because I refuse to stay down. My setback is my setup for greatness. You want me to say that again? I rise not because I never fail, but because I refuse to stay down. My setback is my setup for greatness. And here's your challenge I want to leave you with for the rest of this week. Pick one setback you faced and walk through it with these 7 steps that I left you with. And I'm going to put them back on the screen so that you can see them. And then what I want you to do is journal about them, pray on them. And then I need you to take some action this week. Your bounce back begins with your mindset shift. It's all up here. And if you need help walking through any of these, you can connect with me. Okay? Because these are the type of things that I do in my inner circle. We grow together, we rise together, and we build legacy. And I want to thank you for showing up tonight because your breakthrough begins now. And I pray that something sparked inside of you to believe again, to dream again, and to rise again, because you have greatness inside of you that people in the world, they're waiting on you. So until the next time, I want you to remember this. I want you to keep it real. I want you to lead with legacy, and I want you to walk in purpose, empowering other people. So think about joining my legacy group. And guess what? I want to put these back up on the screen so that you will not forget them. The first one I talked about was you need to see the setback as a setup. The second one, you need to let it come through again. Focus on the lesson and not the loss. The third one, own your emotions. Don't let them own you. The next one, rewrite your self-talk. That's number 4. Number 5, zoom out to see the bigger picture. And then number 6, turn the test into a testimony. Number 7, take the next small step. Take it. No matter how small it is, take it. And before I always leave, I always tell you all to go out there and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I tell you that every time we come out here. And my YouTube channel, let me find it so I can put it up on the screen. I need you to go and subscribe to Stepping Out with Valarie Harris. And go and binge some of those series that I've done out there. Just look at them, keep looking at them, and learn. Look, you will learn something from them. Okay? So just binge watch them. It'll be okay. Nobody won't know but you. And if you learn something interesting or a question you have, DM me and we can talk about it. And listen, if you want to contact me, you can go to www.steppingoutwithpurpose.com and you can sign up for a 15 free consultation where we can talk to each other and I can help you discover or help you in some of the things that you might be dealing with. I have resources for you. You just need to reach out. I will be glad. I would be so glad to talk with you about whatever it is that you might be going through. But guess what? Talk Time Val is about to sign out. I try not to keep you out here long, but I'm grateful that you came out to see me tonight or this afternoon. And whenever you watch this, if you come back to the replay, it doesn't matter. Just watch it. If you have questions, like I said, I have a free resource that I'm going to have over in YouTube. So make sure you go to my YouTube channel because you will be able to download that sheet that I have for you. It's a freebie that I'm giving to you to go along with this series that I'm talking about tonight. Okay. And it was great coming out here. Think about it. Step back to come back. You got what it takes. Don't let your setbacks keep you stuck because there's a comeback waiting on you. There's a breakthrough waiting on you. So guess what? I'm about to check out of here. It was great being out here with you guys. And guess what? I will be talking to you a little bit later.